Pawn
okay.
Sunday naal aa gaye ne. We want to welcome Minister Nina Krieger, our top cop, as the mayor called her the other day, and also a public safety minister as well as Solicitor General. Minister, you made a presentation at the forum. You were there. And what we want to hear from you today is what are the steps that have been taken and what next in fighting extortion?
First of all, welcome, ma'am. Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. It was an honor to join community for Mr. Sassy and to speak about the work that the province is doing and our next steps. And so in the province, we have been really committed to a comprehensive and coordinated approach to fighting the crimes of extortion, which are having such a real effect, a profound effect on the community, on families, and on businesses. So leading our efforts is the BC Extortion Task Force, which is under the leadership of the BC RCMP and includes CFSEU, the Surrey, Abbotsford, and Delta Police, BC Transit Police, and crucially the Canada Border Services Agency as well. And so because of the work of all of the participants on the task force, we are starting to see results. This includes 7 arrests and charges, and most recently, CBSA and the task force announced that we have deported 3 criminals who related to extortion crimes, with 78 further individuals under investigation. So I think this sends a strong message that BC is providing law enforcement with all the tools that they need to carry out these investigations and working with all our partners to ensure that on the municipal, provincial, and federal levels, we are working together, leading to arrest charges and we hope conviction soon, and also leading to deportations if people commit crimes and are not entitled to be in
Minister,
Canada.
Minister, as you said, that 3 criminals has been deported. So I'm sure that they must be foreign nationals. Why can't we name them, and why can't we tell them? I mean, where they were from and what was their status in this country?
Mm-hmm. I understand people are very keen to know anything possible. And this actually relates to federal immigration laws. So I think the question is best directed to maybe a federal minister or the CBSA. But what I can say is I, as Public Safety Minister here in BC, am pleased that there are now 3 less criminals on the streets because of the work of CBSA, working in coordination with the task force, and that there's 78 people under active investigation.
But ma'am, so, if there is no consequence on the land for the law of land, because if they are doing the crime here and we are not putting them behind the bar and just sending them back, what kind of consequence is this? And I can understand 3 criminals less on the on Canadian soil, but who knows how many are here?
Well, so anybody that is Canadian and committing crimes will be investigated, will be identified, investigated, charged, and we hope convicted. But if somebody is here illegally and they are committing crimes, they will be deported. And so the 3 deported already, I think, sends a strong message, with 78 individuals under investigation. And so if they are in Canada illegally and committing crimes, they will be deported in alignment with federal laws, with immigration laws. And so I think this sends a crucial message that you will be held to account.
So are we going to charge them under the extortion related cases in case if they're found to be guilty for those cases? Or just for the firearm charges or arson charges?
So if the people being investigated are Canadian, absolutely. If they're from elsewhere, here illegally and committing crimes, they will be deported, which is a very serious consequence.
Minister, I would urge you to work with CBSA to ensure that these names are published and known, for a simple reason, because if we want it to be a deterrent, the bigger deterrent to these criminals is that their names are known and their families' names are known, and people back home will find out why they were sent back. If they are just sent back quietly, they just go in under anonymity, and that does not send the message I think the government wants to send them, that you are not welcome here.
Yeah, I do hope the deportation sends a very strong message, and everything that we are doing is really in full coordination with CBSA and subject to federal and immigration laws. And so, but certainly I will carry on that, pass on that feedback, which I understand is important to people in our ongoing conversations with CBSA.
So,
And-
Minister, the very day that we were having that forum, there was another shooting at a house in South Surrey, and guns were fired, gunshots were fired. So, what do you have? What message do you have for the community?
That the province is working in lockstep with all our partners, police of jurisdiction in Surrey and beyond, with our federal partners to investigate these crimes. And we will be laser focused on ensuring that criminals are identified, investigated, and that charges are brought, which can lead to convictions. I think my most important message is that if anybody receives a threat, I do urge them not to pay the requested amount, which may embolden criminals. And I do strongly ask anyone to come forward to police or to Crime Stoppers anonymously with any information that they have as soon as they have it. And really to thank all of those that have courageously come forward, because any bit of information, no matter how small, supports investigations, and something that is reported might be what ends up breaking one of these cases. And so I think that is just so important for community to continue to cooperate.
Minister, at first people were scared to come forward, and then the situation got so bad, people did start to report. And with having 80 plus files open now, people are reporting. One of the biggest fears that is palpable in the community is the fear that the victim feels, and often feels abandoned and alone. So what do you have to say to the victims who do report?
And ma'am, addition to that, I would like to know as well that how will we know, I mean, the general public will know how many cases the people who have been deported were involved in, and whether, how will you ensure that those individuals were related to the extortion cases?
Mm-hmm. So in terms of victim support, I understand that fear and understand how important that it is for victims to be supported in the aftermath of a family liaison as part of the extortion task force. I meet regularly with the Surrey Police Services chief, and I know that they are working very hard on safety plans for people in the community. And in my recent communications with my federal counterpart, we are asking for more support to support us, the province and the police of jurisdiction, with safety planning and victim support, recognizing just how important this is. And in terms of the CBSA and the deportations, and how will we know that they link to extortion? And so one of the important parts of the BC Extortion Task Force is that it brings all of the key players around the table. So CBSA is working right alongside with investigators, and so if there's information that is revealed, to
Ma'am, we know that. Ma'am, we know we are going a bit, over time with you, and your staff keep sending us messages to cut you in between. But this is very important. This is very important question, and thanks for giving us time. If you can confirm us how many cases the people, those who have been deported, were involved in, whether it was a single case or there were multiple cases they were involved in.
I'm not able to comment on that at this point, but as soon as I'm able to share any detailed information that I know the community is really looking for, I can assure that that the ministry and the task force will do so.
All right, ma'am.
Thank you so much,
Really appreciate it.
Minister, for giving us the time this morning.